What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I cannot thank you enough for this achievement. The 100 subscriber special will be broken into two different videos. The first, which is this one, where we'll be ranking the Star Wars movies, and then the second, which will be revealed soon. Now, remember, this is my opinion, so if you disagree, let me know down in the comments. Okay, to unfortunately start at the bottom of the list is The Last Jedi. Now, I do not completely hate The Last Jedi. There are some good scenes, like when Rey and Kylo were fighting the Praetorian Guards in Snoke's headquarters. But generally, the film is just not a true Star Wars film, and does not stay true to the fandom. The main reason why I do not like The Last Jedi, and why a lot of other people do not like The Last Jedi, is because of how Luke's character was treated in the film. He was a Jedi Grand Master and a hero of the Star Wars saga, but in The Last Jedi, he was a coward who drank green milk on an island, and when seeing his father's long-lost lightsaber, what does he do? He throws it behind him off the side of the cliff. Now, this is where it gets hard, because I genuinely like Attack of the Clones. It's just there are too many political scenes and politics in the movie, and the fake beard on Obi-Wan is just funny, but also ridiculous. The CGI is also broken half the time. But Attack of the Clones does offer one of my favourite scenes in Star Wars, when Anakin is speeding over Tatooine to try and save his mother, but then going on a killing rampage.
Send people rampage, mommy got flayed straight.
Overall, this does not show the best of what the prequels can offer, but it's still a good film. The only reason why I don't like The Force Awakens is that they tried to play it safe by combining the original trilogy into one whole film. Apart from that, though, I really enjoy watching this, as it was my first Star Wars film that I actually got to see in a cinema. Obviously, I had already seen all the other films, but never in a cinema. Kylo Ren was awesome with his Force abilities, but needed to work on his lightsaber dueling. The other thing I find irritating is that Rey was OP in that film. She had never even touched a lightsaber before, but somehow she beat Kylo Ren. This was a fantastic film for its time, releasing in October of 1977. A little fact that I know about A New Hope is that when George Lucas showed his 5 publishers the finished product, 4 of them said this film was going to be a loss. But one of them said there's going to be a whole saga on this film. The thing that throws me off with this film is the combat scene between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, as it is right off Revenge of the Sith. But again, I understand why it's very slow and paced. In conclusion, A New Hope is a great film for starting off the Star Wars saga that we all know and love. We've officially reached the top 5, and taking that 5th spot is The Phantom Menace. Now, I know that a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on this one, but there's no way that you can say that you don't love that fight scene with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon against Darth Maul. In my opinion, it's one of the best scenes in Star Wars. But of course, The Phantom Menace has its problems with Jar Jar, Padme, and little Anakin. Weird CGI, but still a fantastic Star Wars film. Now, my opinion on this film has only recently changed because of the news from the Rise of Skywalker novelization, as we find out that Palpatine did really die and that Anakin fulfilled the prophecy. What Palpatine did is he used Force Essence and transferred himself to one of his clone bodies on Exegol. If you want a separate video on that, hit like. We also found out that Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo, actually did not die. He became a Force ghost as he was dying. Before this news, I really would not think that The Rise of Skywalker would be anywhere near this spot on my ranking because of the Force healing that left a hole in the prequels. But if we set aside the bad reputation of the sequels, Episode 9 really was a good film, as it repaired a lot of the damage The Last Jedi caused, and also one of the things that I really enjoyed about The Rise of Skywalker was that my boy Kylo Ren truly showed his power once and for all. At the number 3 spot, we have Return of the Jedi. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not as good as The Empire Strikes Back, but its scenes of Luke and Vader is what really stole me to this film. And why is it 3rd on my list? Again, there are some things that didn't make sense, like how the Ewoks were killing stormtroopers by dropping rocks on them, as the Empire's armor was meant to be the strongest armor at the time. But nevertheless, the final scene with the Emperor, Vader, and Luke was really showing Star Wars at its peak. The Empire Strikes Back, regarded as one of the best movies of all time. I cannot agree more with this statement. The fight scene with Luke on Dagobah with Yoda, the biggest plot twist of all time as Darth Vader being Luke's father. And of course, Cloud City. How can it get any better? If someone ever says, what Star Wars film should I watch? My first initial thought is Empire Strikes Back. It was a major step up from A New Hope, not just with the graphics but with the storyline. Now, it is my runner-up, which I will discuss why in my number 1. Now, of course, this brings us to the number 1 spot, which indeed is Revenge of the Sith. So the reason why this is my number 1 and not Empire is that I didn't really grow up with Empire Strikes Back, so I didn't really have that strong of a connection like I did with Revenge of the Sith, as I grew up with this as my first Star Wars movie. Now, to put all this sentimental stuff aside, Revenge of the Sith has my favourite scene in it, which is the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight scene on Mustafar. I truly love this scene because of its emotion and anger. I also love the way that it did not end like every film usually ends with the good guys winning, because in this film, the Jedi did not win. Don't even get me started on all the fight scenes. This film has it all. Furthermore, this is why Revenge of the Sith is my favourite Star Wars film of all time. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy my list of the Star Wars saga, and may the Force be with you always.
It's a trap!